Yeah, I'll quickly share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so before jumping, right, so just wanted to give understanding of what we thought. Coming to the domain, right, so it will be for the event organizers or whoever is doing the event. So basically there will be a crowd, and whatever the, I mean, whoever the participant, if they feel suffocated, or for whatever reason, if they feel panic, then there should be a provision for that participant to inform whoever organizing the event. So, and the proposal that I heard was, so I mean, US were working on a hardware proprietary where it's a wearable thing, and there will be a button to the wearable, and if they click on that, and whoever is organizing the event, they will be notified with the specific location. So the gist of the overall thing is like the event organizers should be able to exactly locate where the person is, that is from a event side, and from the participant side, without any process or without any delay, they should be able to inform the event organizers to rescue them in any issue related to panic. So if I break it down, so it can be either a smartwatch having GPS and cellular, or it can have attached with the. But realistically, it will be having a GPS and cellular. So the client can be a wearable smartness itself is having, or a less smartness. I mean, it can be RFID or LoRaWAN or whatever the protocol, and people will wear those things, and these will be in certain
Correct.
location. And yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The
So
second one is more the
yeah,
scenario
more
RFID and a
right,
mesh network with a
yeah,
local area
right.
network. That's
So
what is being targeted. Yeah.
so it will be an edge computing. So in the edge there will be a hub, and all these things will be monitored or controlled through the hub. And so the platform should be having a mechanism to track, okay, which tracker is attached to which user, and what is his location, and is he, I mean, is it panic flag enabled? I mean, that particular band or wearable that identifier is having um, panicness enabled. So that's the platform goal. So if I break it down, so quickly log in. So this is a, I mean, we bootstrapped in our local, I mean, in the lab that we have, and but this is a publicly accessible ESOS billboard.tech 2222. And ESOS, I mean, we just named it as ESOS, I mean, event related SOS kind of thing. So we inspired from that. So I've loaded two pre-users, I mean, Partha Konda and Jashwant's name as a super admin. So if I log into that, I mean, I've given room for different things, but
What is SOS? Sorry, I'm asking a dumb question maybe. What is SOS?
I mean, general SOS calling, emergency.
Oh, okay. I mean, is it an acronym or is it like a
Yes, brother. I
Yeah,
mean,
it basically whenever there is emergency situations, it is triggered by a SOS basically.
yeah.
Even in
Then you can
your
find
cars where
okay? It's an acronym. Okay, got
it.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So basically, this is a landing page. I mean, we've given a room for different things, but at a glance, who is a user? I mean, how many we have, and what the total devices, and how many of them are online. And basically, this to control. It's a multi-tenant system. I mean, I have logged in as a super admin, so you can give for different clients. So it's, tenant management and event management, and also the users. So users in the sense, it can be either super admin, or it can be either tenant admin, or it can be a participant. So basically, you can manage all the users, and also device management. Different types of devices that we can give provision. For example, we have worked with Android smartwatch, right? But if at all we need to support uh, the hub, right? So you can still add them. and a simulator to simulate the data. So just for the simulation, but we'll show it on the actual emulator. So first I'll create a tenant. Um, basically, the idea is to give his own tenant, I mean, his own subdomain. So we have this functionality available, but we have intentionally disabled this. I mean, basically can give whatever the parent domain, right? You can give the domain here, so it will be automatically created, and you'll be having your own set of branding and all. Right now, it does not play that much here, but it will be automated. I mean, a subdomain will be created here. I mean, here it's a source, right? I mean, instead of that, you can have your own domain, subdomain, and I'll be creating you events for the tenant per week. Just giving random. So my device is in India's location, so that's why for the sake of it, so I'm giving the location here. So uh, to be specifically, so this is my office address. So basically, it is located somewhere here. So the main thing that we need to control for an event is the perimeter. I mean, what is the perimeter that we are conducting the event? So we'll just simply draw what will be my acceptable perimeter here. So simply I've given what is my event name and what is the perimeter and just a location, where it is going on and what is the perimeter. Just tick on it. Okay. And also now we don't have any devices, right? So what I will do, I will go to, I'll just rerun this one. So basically this is our app. So assume that everybody is going to give will be provided with a smartwatch or any band. So the onboarding can be done at uh, operations level, or I mean in this case it's an automatic discovery of the device. So just simply yeah. So whenever you click on register, right? So you should be seeing the device automatically here. Yeah, here you can see a device ID. This is a random. I mean, this is the device ID which is going to be stored. Which will be stored in the device, and this will be automatically discovered. I mean, the same thing could happen even though if you're using a hub. So if you switch on your hub and the firmware which is inside the hub should be automatically send the discovered items. I mean, within that range to our platform. So all these things will be discovered here. So it's simply just assign to the tenant, and here it automatically discover the type of the devices as Android smartwatch. Okay, now
So what happened when you exactly clicked register in your Lockcat?
yeah, so it will send its identification to this particular platform, Pradeep. So
How is it able to know this platform
yeah, because
endpoint?
yeah, this is our application, right? So we have like hard coded that. So
Got it. Okay. So the endpoint is the client knows the endpoint where to
yeah,
register
definitely.
itself.
Yes.
Okay. And so it will send out okay. And then what is happening on your receiving side?
Yeah,
What does it
on
do?
my receiving side, if the particular device ID is not yet registered with this particular identification, then we are actually persisting that information. But we are not associating with any of the tenant yet.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And for I'll just add a participant here. So that Venkatesh.
Do you do any validation in terms of how do you know that the allowed client is only registering? Do you put any rules around checking, like, okay, this device, I mean, let's say if some other smartphone in the same zone
Yeah,
knows the address and it
yeah,
sends
no,
a,
yeah.
Yeah.
There is it's a token protected.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what is there on the client? Is there a agent? What is there on the client
Yeah,
on the smartwatch?
yeah. On the smartwatch side, simply we are having this particular couple of screens. One is for register and another is for. I mean, there is a panic button here. I mean, once you register, that's it.
What
Pradesh.
has to be installed? Like, this is an app that has to be installed
Yeah,
on the client?
it's an APK, Pradeep. Just like phone is having, Android is having
Got
a
it.
smart. I mean, Android is also having same APK.
Okay, got it. And does the app needs to be on the front screen up and running for it to do this, or can it run as a
Yeah,
daemon as well?
I think we can run it as a daemon. We haven't yet explored. But in order to click that panic or on physical switch, right? So we can. I mean, we're having that provision. So
Got it. Okay. So you're telling if we need so let's say an event organizer, when they hand off the smartwatches to the participants,
right.
they can decide by default this is activated so that a user does not have to necessarily activate it. They
Yeah,
can do all that up.
yeah, they can do all part of that.
Yeah, just saving operations time, right? Because
Exactly.
that
Yeah, they don't have
state
to
of the client
install.
is known. Yeah,
Exactly.
got it. Okay.
So here I'm going to give as a participant. As a project. I mean, actually, you don't have to give the password, but we haven't removed that. But in general, if at all, if the role is participant for the tenant, and you don't have to feed the password. So I'm just adding a user here. So I've added Venkatesh as a participant. So I'll go to the event. So for this event, you can see all the information like, okay, where it's happening and what is the basic tenant, whoever is organizing that and so on. So I'll simply come here and we'll add the device and we'll assign it to Venkatesh. Okay. And we should be seeing its location. Yeah. For every 5 seconds, it will update its location. Here you can see Venkatesh location. So last seen 10/4, 10/7, 10/16. So it's updating. I mean, of course, he's not moving. So let's assume if he clicks on the panic, right? Yeah. It should be, I mean, the icon will be updated to red actually. So just check it. Yeah, I think the recent change is broken, but the icon will be changed to red. I mean, including indicates SOS actually. So
Yeah, got it. No, I get it. I mean, simulator, first simulator sucks,
yeah,
first of all. And so I get it. If you do it on a real device,
yeah, it
that's
will come.
more,
But we do have a
yeah.
yeah. The I mean, it actually updating, but again, it's sending the location for every 3 seconds. It again setting it to, I mean, panicness to fall. So that's why, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's just code, right? Once you set the
Yeah,
panic true,
yeah,
you should not be again updating the.
right, right.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And there's obviously the client needs to know the feedback, right? Once it is sent, some kind of feedback should be immediately sent to the client, telling that, hey, the event organizer has received it. We are working. We are coming.
Yeah,
You know,
you can
that
send.
SLA should be mentioned back to the
Yeah,
client.
that all can be done. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, mentioning that, I mean, as a alert response, or do you want to send something, or you can even,
Correct.
I mean, if it is a smartwatch, even you can push a notification, ask, okay, what kind of help and all those options can be done.
Correct. 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 But generally, in panic mode, I don't think there will be interactivity. You should assume that once they have triggered it,
Yeah.
there's no back and forth much. Okay. Um. Cool. Yeah. And is on the hub side, this map should be getting updated constantly, right? Based on each end client status.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Now, this client is right now simulator, right? It's not a real watch.
No, Pradeep, we don't have the watch. I mean, whoever is having the watch is not in the office. So that's why we are like
Oh,
doing it in emulated. But everything will be working.
yeah. No, one of the operational real-time challenges is interference, especially when you establish a mesh network,
Yeah.
right? There will always be interference. That
Yeah.
correct? And that can be tested only with real smart devices. And how do
Right.
we address interference?
Yeah.
Did you think about it, or are you hearing this for the first time, or
Um,
consider how to reduce interference?
yeah. I mean, if it is not a smartwatch, I mean, if it is a hardware, then we should be testing. But if it is smartwatch, right, Pradeep, so it is actually getting communicated via GPS and cellular. So I mean, the incoming.
No, no, no. Okay, yeah, yeah. Let me qualify my question. So, we are not having GPS, or this is going to be BLE, and you'll form a mesh network with a
Right. Right.
BLE.
Right. Yeah.
Means peer-to-peer communication happens,
Right. Pradeep.
right? Because the one of the biggest problems is regulations. Getting with any other GPS or cellular,
Right.
you'd have to go through a lot of bureaucracy before you get approval to do something.
Right. Right.
Whereas
Right.
BLE, you don't need approvals. You can just get started immediately. And so that is what Charles wants to do, and I think that makes sense to quickly
Right.
deploy solution.
Yeah.
But the problem with it is interference when you establish a mesh network.
Right. Pradeep. You're talking about this particular box.
Yes, correct.
I mean, the solution is actually from here to here. I mean,
Okay, you're talking about from hub to ESOS platform. Got it. Got
yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
this is seamless. I mean, you replace with the smartwatch or hub or whatever. So this
Right.
will work seamlessly. So this is where we need time, Pradeep. I mean, if at all, if hardware needs to be developed.
Correct. Correct. No, because this entire solution is has this critical path to be crossed. This critical path is what determines the experience of the
Right.
participant, right?
Yeah.
Because this is panic. That means you have to respond within that time. There is no other option there.
Right. Yeah. But I mean,
Got
if at all, if the idea is not yet pitched to anyone or if they're looking for funding, I think, I mean,
oh,
to demonstrate this should be like give a fair amount of idea to whoever we are pitching.
correct. Correct. Got
And
it. So this is the software piece. Yeah, I get it.
software, and also instead of this one, so I mean,
Correct.
end of the day, it's like a wearable thing, right? So like we can show, okay, this is how they will be having a band watch. They can show basically entire idea. Since we cannot simulate this one hardware very quickly, so we went with this approach.
Got it. Got it.
But
Yeah, makes sense.
on the hardware side, Pradeep, so we're working on the similar model, um, and same as the BLE tags. So the one that I mentioned regarding the asset tracking, right? So, I mean, a truck will be having a hub at engine side, and will be connected to its power, battery power, and all these are actually BLE tags with 150 meters of the range, and these actually sends its thing. So, and these tags are actually associated with the tool. So whenever someone is actually either intentionally or unintentionally they left the tool, then how for every X seconds, so it will keep on monitoring everything.
Mm.
We'll just send whatever the tags or within the range to the platform. The platform takes care of, okay, is it actually missed or not? Where it actually missed. So all this sort will be resolved by the platform. So that's
I
what the thing that we are doing. We are going with STM. Their particular hardware architecture. So we went down with multiple process and modem and also.
Yeah, great. Looks great. Did you guys ever establish the mesh network with a local area network so that um, in what you are developing, you said each of those end client devices communicates with the hub, right? They don't communicate with each other.
Yeah, that's what we are planning to. Yeah.
Okay. So that's
That's where
working.
because we were looking at LoRaWAN.
Okay, that is where you're looking into the LoRaWAN. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Got it. Yeah, that probably requires another device to help establish the local area network. But I think from a
You
realistic
actually
operational
need,
perspective,
yeah, you'll be needing antennas, right? So
correct.
yeah,
That's the one I
we
was
are
talking
having,
about. Because
yeah,
that is a more common solution in the US in majority of the places, and event organizers are okay to do that if it improves the quality of communication overall.
right. This actually we are working on this hardware. Very intensively, Pradeep, because you are like the 5th or 6th customer are like looking for the same solution. So
Got
the
it.
one that I was referring the airports and particular
Correct.
trauma related, trucks related, and there is an other domain that initially talked, and this one is like in this particular domain, but use case. So we are working on a kind of master slave model. So will be all the
Hmm.
masters and slave will be communicated in in the mesh network, and you can attach whatever the sensor that you want. Here it's a BLE tag, so it will be communicated to both master and slave node. So it does
Oh,
support every analog and digital sensor. Right? So that's why we are working, and we are not looking
I
for
see.
funding, but
In
yeah.
your research, you're developing from scratch. Did you find any already off-the-shelf products that are already doing this?
Uh, yes, Pradeep, I found a wearable thing.
Okay,
But I'll have to like yeah.
I see. No, general information, like are there, if these are typical use cases where people require this, um, I was just thinking, do people open source, someone should be doing some sort of things.
Yes, Pradeep. So one of our hardware engineers, they actually mentioned this. So
Okay, I see. Okay, but this is a product, right? That means this is another company like yours who is
yeah,
selling this as a solution, correct?
actually, basically out there, this is the thing, Pradeep. There are a lot of
I see.
companies who actually provides this. So the lock-in is
Okay.
right. So whenever you need some customization, so you'll end up
Hmm.
paying thousands of dollars. That is the exact problem that we are facing with both clients.
Right.
That's why
Right.
we are building hardware. That's the whole.
Right. Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Otherwise, they're already working with vendors from so long, so they're charging more than $300 per hour for any of the professional services.
Like what customizations you're talking about that these guys
Uh,
do?
so they have, for example, this particular thing for it. So in this case, it does sense to their own cloud, the data.
Correct.
But whenever a customer is opting, right, so they don't want to share the data with anyone. So
Yeah.
if they're looking for sending all the data to our own client, so we need to write our own firmware or we need to tweak something on top of the firmware. So we need to do some user application to fit into that. So for any of that, basically, whatever the software or firmware they have, it's a proprietary thing. They don't share.
Hmm.
So they end up asking, okay, we will do, give me this money. So that's how
I
it's
see.
happening for most. So that's why we are coming up with an open source. So we'll be shipping with a very minimal amount of Linux, which is exclusively for the kernel, modified exclusively for the this particular ARM architecture. And we'll be
Hmm.
giving an SDK open source, so anybody can come and read the documentation and they can consume whatever they want, just like Arduino and Raspberry Pi, all those things. So we are giving exclusive these things. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Then where do you make money ultimately? You have to make money, right?
at the moment, whoever we are having client side, so they're ready to like take the hardware and like implement, I mean, replace with their existing hardware.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Thanks. Thanks for demoing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if you can share this video, I'm going to re-go look at it, and then I might come back with more questions.
sure, Pradeep. And the portal is open, Pradeep. So
Oh
if
yeah,
you,
if you can send me the portal as well. Just yeah.
and simulator is also there. I mean, you can directly simulate there. So you can give the device ID and I'll also show that.
Yeah.